Shattuck, Gwen Violet,
Here.
David Costa,
Here.
Stephanie House,
Here.
Jennifer Rowland, Steve Sebastian, Kashali Shaw.
Here.
Motion carried. May I have a motion to amend the agenda to add special meeting for Tuesday, February 25th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the multi-purpose room.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Gwen Violet,
Yes.
David Costa,
Yes.
Stephanie House,
Yes.
Jennifer Rowland,
Yes.
Steve Sebastian,
Yes.
Kashali Shaw.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Let's go. They're here.
Somebody's here.
One moment.
Is that Ryan?
Oh, no, it's Catherine. Robin.
See, timing was perfect.
Take the flag, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you. You can have a cookie. One, or two, or three. Thank you.
Thank you.
Public participation. During each regular and special open meeting of the board, any person may comment or ask questions of the board subject to reasonable established time constraints. The board listens to the comments and questions during public participation. The board's response to comments or questions is managed through policy 3:30 chain of command and not by the board during the public meeting. Should everybody sign it? No? Okay. We're going to move on to administrative reports. Dr. Yu?
Well, your admin reports are included in your packet tonight. Any questions for any of the administrators about the report that are here tonight? If not, I'll talk about mine briefly.
No, I have a comment. I just really like how they celebrated Black History Month and how you went over all the different areas and how we tied it into a dramatic thing. So it was awesome.
So as I promised last month, this is the time of the year we start tracking legislation. There were, last time these, let's see, 500 or so bills for education that were posted at Springfield. There are a variety of hearings going on each week on each one of these bills and pieces of legislation. And as they get pushed forward, we'll update you. I did give you the list in the extra document there, all 500 plus. There's a lot of, it's 78 pages long. Yes, it was. I don't expect you to read it all. There'll be another update probably within about 2 weeks. We'll go back through and check the status of them. I don't see much action on them probably for a couple weeks still. There's multiple hearings they have to go through. From committees, they have to have first reading, second reading, third readings before they get moved on to the other half. They even come close to the bill. When they start getting closer to springtime, that will ramp up, and we'll look at that even closer to see how it impacts the school Also, they put in my report, the program evaluation, the PDF draft copy, that's for private viewing for the board. We will be making that a final document this next month, making sure all the i's are dotted and t's are crossed. And then we'll ask for some action item based upon the final program evaluations next month. Any questions on the draft? Okay. This is also the time of the year when we start looking at the 5-year forecast. Forecast 5, you see a PowerPoint in your docket tonight. We review past few years of revenues and expenditures and then try to forecast that out based on what known variables we have for what our future revenues and expenditures might look like over the next few years. As the board knows, this is a heavily locally sourced school district, so our state resources and our federal resources make up less than 15% of our overall budget. It's closer to 88% on local taxes and fees. Major expenditures, of course, include salaries, health benefits. In the last few years, we've had expenditures for construction projects. That was all funded through alternate revenue source bonds. We still have some of those revenues left over for the possibility of work to get done this summer. We will be engaging this next year on a successor agreement with our PGTA staff. So that next year will be year 5 of the 5-year contract. And generally, we start working on a successor agreement during that last year. So I would expect around this time, maybe even before that, the board will need to have this committee formed to start working through the negotiation process with the teachers union. Slide 4, you'll see the revenues by source, and obviously the local, the big blue part of those bars are historically what the district utilizes for the majority of their funds. This is the projection out through 2030. The expenditures on slide 5, you'll see a split between salaries, benefits, and purchase services. Those are the big 3. Supplies, capital outlay is here and gone. You don't see that in the out years very much. Slides 7 and 8 just show the fund balances and what those look like, projecting out over the next few years. Slight fund balance reserves in the operating funds is projected over the next few years. We did not include in the projection, we did not include the potential for a new subdivision south of our property. Although that's been discussed, there was a discussion about that at the county level. We would not put revenue in here for that until I see shovels in the ground. There's really no point of projecting out where that's possibly going to come. We are running out. The last few Woodlore Estates properties are now being built and done, except for the townhouses on 176. So we tailed off the revenues of from those new houses as well. So you see the property taxes projecting out, 6.3%, 4 to 5, and down to 4.2, 3.5, 3.25, getting smaller as it goes out. Questions about the projections?
So the question regarding like the expenditures, are they just increasing by like?
We have projected out our current expenditures, added a CPI factor onto those. We looked at the historical CPI factor that we've had in this county for the last 10 to 20 years, as an average. Obviously, we negotiated a new contract. We're going to be changing parameters in that, and salaries are the biggest portion of our expenditures, so it could definitely change. But until we have that time, I can't really project what that's going to look like.
And then how much is our federal revenue? The purple.
750,000-ish per year.
And if that were to go away, how would we?
Well, most of the federal resources come to us are because they're categorical, so they're specifically designed for certain areas. Transportation reimbursement, meal service reimbursements, title funds, preschool funds. So you could potentially, if those monies dry up, you could potentially see cutbacks in those areas.
So
Or you would have to, or the opposite of that is if you don't want to cut it back, you would have to reallocate funds, reallocate resources to cover those.
have we been evaluating like Prairie and the
and need to reallocate to maintain programs ability to get the money from?
I have not yet. I'm kind of waiting to see, I mean, they don't even have a person who's in charge of government education yet. I don't think that's been approved in the city yet. So until that happens, and we see a plan, I do believe that, it's just my speak, I think that since the majority of those programs have lengthy histories, those affect children to a high degree. I would be shocked if those programs are cut. I mean, there may be some cutbacks, but cut down to zero, I'd be shocked to see them reduce the lunch reimbursements to schools. I mean, the majority, statewide, 40% are in poverty. And so that's huge dollars to schools whose children need those foods. That's those supplies. So I don't know that it's going to go away. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll get some time. When it all gets said and done, I think the schools will get some time to make adjustments. Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes regular and executive session minutes from January 21st, 2025, bills payable, treasurer's report, board committee appointments, and employment agreements with Jessica.
So, second.
Discussion?
Thank you.
Roll call vote. David Costa,
Yes.
Stephanie Howard,
Yes.
Jennifer Regola.
Yes.
Steve Sebastian,
Yes.
Gwen Violet,
Yes.
Michelle Shaw.
Yes.
Motion carried. May I have a motion to approve the separation agreement with Administrator Lori Smith pending attorney review?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote please. Stephanie Howard,
Yes.
Jennifer Regola.
Yes.
Steve Sebastian.
Yes.
Gwen Violet,
Yes.
David Costa,
Yes.
Michelle Shaw. Yes. Motion carried. Table, wait, may I have a motion to table 9.0?
Yes.
9.3.
So moved. Second.
Roll call. Jennifer Regola,
Yes.
Steve Sebastian,
Yes.
Gwen Violet,
Yes.
David Costa,
Yes.
Stephanie Howe,
Yes.
Michelle Shaw. Yes. Motion carried. May I have a motion to approve the GFC elevated telephone contract?
So moved. Second.
Dr. Butte?
So Scott left the room. We've had lengthy
Scott?
discussion about our telephone service over the past few years. That units that we use in the office system and then are held together by duct tape. I won't say which administrators have that, but I know two of them do. They've outlived their useful lifespan. And so Mr. Martin did some research and brought forth several telephone contracts to review. We reviewed them based on their cost, their service. This is the one that makes the most sense to us. Reasons on your table tonight is we look at the price, the total package cost is, it's above that bidding threshold level. And even though it's technology, you don't have to bid it because it's above that level. I would like board approval to move forward. It's almost $40,000.
Per year?
No. There's a one-time charge and there's a monthly reoccurring charge for the use of phones. It's all part of the contract. There's also a clause in policy that says board approves all contracts. This is a contract that you need.
How many years are on the Yeah, contract? I don't
It's a
see.
3-year contract.
So it's $1,300 a month with one-time charge of $350 for 3 years.
And Mr. Martin, these will be done this summer, correct?
That's my goal, is to do it all over the summer, yeah. Absolutely.
How many other companies were compared?
I got a total of 4 formal offers.
Any other questions?
Is like voice over IP calls?
Yeah, we currently have voice over IP. The current system was put in 2009. If you go into any of our classrooms or even in our offices, they're literally held together with duct tape at this point. as far as the hardware goes. And it's an on-premise system, so you guys have probably seen as board members when we'll send out an emergency thing that says phones are down. It's because we're running on a system from 2009. It's literally a box that sits in one of our rooms in the back, and there's a lot of potential failure points with it. We've just kind of kept it going and going. With this new system, it would not be on premise, so it's going to be as long as we have a network connection, the phones will ring. It also won't be tied to hard phones. We'll have those in the classroom still, but teachers could, with an app or even with their teacher computer, use that as their phone. So that's one thing we run into sometimes where principals might be at home and they want to make a phone call to a parent. Right now, they'd have to use their personal phone, or during COVID, we paid for kind of a third-party system. Otherwise, they'd have to be in their office to make a call. With this new system, it'll show up as a Prairie Grove call from wherever they're at any time. And we'll, of course, have the hard phones in the classrooms too for 911, so students will have access to that as well. But this is just really bringing us, we've kept this current system running for as long as we possibly can, and we're really to a point now where this is going to bring us to the 21st century.
Anybody else have questions? A roll call vote, please. Steve Sebastian,
Yes.
Gwen Violet,
Yes.
David Costa,
Yes.
Stephanie House,
Yes.
Jennifer Golick,
Yes.
Michelle Shaw,
Yes.
motion carried. May I have a motion to approve student fees and facility rental rates for the 2025-26 school year?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Did it go up?
Nope.
Did it stay the same?
Facility rental rates have remained the same since 2020. A couple years ago, the board made the decision to remove student fees for all registration and textbook. The only fee we have for students now is the extracurricular charge, $50 per sport, $150 per family for the year. The other item that we normally do at this time would be school lunch charges. Right now, we offer bid on food service, and so until that food service process comes back, we won't know what that cost is going to be at this point in time. So you'll see another action item in the future, probably in May or June, set lunch prices. So this is everything else except the student lunch. Has no change, essentially.
Okay, discussion, questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please. Gwen Violet,
Yes.
David Costa,
Yes.
Stephanie House,
Yes.
Jennifer Golick, Steve Sebastian,
Yes.
Michelle Shaw,
Yes.
motion carried. May I have a motion to adjourn at 7:17 PM? Motion. So excited.
Moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carries. Stay warm.
Closed.
You too, thanks. What?